This is the Peter Greenwood Show at the Edinburgh Fringe. To my right is a lady who's doing a show here. Could you tell me your name and what show you do, please?
Hi, I am Mimi Martin, and I am performing my show Youth in Flames.
How are you today, Mimi?
I'm doing really well.
Are you well?
I am really well.
Amazing.
It's a really beautiful sunny day, so can't complain.
I have no idea. I'm in a big, dark cave. A lovely
Yeah.
cave. It's still a big, dark, like...
Yeah, never get to,
Yeah,
I get you.
Oh, it is over there a little bit. There's windows.
Yeah, there's windows,
They're
but...
yellow, so they always look sunny.
Yeah, well, I mean, the life of being on the radio, you're just,
Yes.
in a little cave. Yeah, I get that.
You sit in a little room and talk to yourself.
I mean, that was me at drama school. I'd go into a black studio and then have 45 minutes at lunch, see a little bit of sunshine, and then never. And then that was it for like 6 months.
I have a friend who went to one in Wigan.
Okay, yeah.
Alra.
Alra, yeah.
And she had to learn how to be what was it, like I've forgotten what animal it was, like a little sea otter.
Oh, my goodness.
She had to
Animal
pretend to be an
studies. Well, do you want to have a guess what animal I did? Have a guess.
Do they assign you animals or do you choose an animal?
No, they assign us
They
an
assign
animal.
you an
Yeah.
I can see you as maybe some kind of gazelle.
Flattery will get you far. No, I was given a chicken,
Oh my.
which at the beginning I was quite offended by, because I was like, I'm a barn animal. Like
Yeah.
they'd be like, all right, it'd be beautiful like gazelles, and people would have like panthers, and they'd be like, all right, all the farm animals, come on out. And I was given a chicken. But as I've left drama school, it's like different exercises drop in later, and now I fully understand why I was given a chicken. I move like a chicken, like a headless chicken, to be honest. That's my work ethic. So
Would you have preferred to be a gazelle now, in retrospect?
No, I'm fully embodying the chicken. They're great. They're reliable. Everybody loves chicken, loves eating it.
There's a book
Eggs.
about you, Chicken Soup for the Soul.
There we go. Yeah. So I'm not complaining.
Chickens aside.
Yeah.
This could have been called Chicken in Flames.
Chicken in Flames.
Which
Chicken in
sounds
Flames.
delicious.
Yeah, it would have just
I guess,
barbecued.
yes. But what is Youth in Flames? Tell us about your play.
So Youth in Flames is a coming-of-age story set in Hong Kong during the 2019 protests. And we follow Millie, a ignorant British expat, as she searches for her sense of home whilst a city struggles to hold on to its own identity. So it's a true story about media censorship, Chinese propaganda, and Britain's very passive response to a country they had colonial ties with.
Yeah.
It's a personal story. I started writing it back in August, and now it's my debut at Fringe.
So were you there during the Hong Kong protests?
Yeah, so I grew up in Hong Kong
wow.
I grew up in Hong Kong from 10 till 18. And I saw the Umbrella Revolution in 2014, and then up until the protests that started kind of in August of 2019. And I witnessed just the massive political shift that Hong Kong went through. And then I was also, that was the year I started attending the Oxford School of Drama. So every time I would come back, my entire family was still living out there. Every time I would go back, I would watch more and more as Hong Kong just became more oppressive in nature. I mean, just hundreds of policemen everywhere. Just like a 2 a.m. Curfew, which Hong Kong used to be such a fun and eccentric city, and it's definitely not the same landscape as I remember, which is why I wrote it. I mean, it was kind of a token of remembrance and a sort of a love letter to like my teenage years growing up there.
I don't know much about the protests. All I know, because I remember it was a lot coordinated on Twitter.
Okay,
so
sure.
there was talk about banning Twitter, as it was Twitter at the time.
Yeah.
So there was talk about banning Twitter out there, and then I don't recall seeing much more, so I don't know what censorship effects took place.
Well, that's kind of what happened. It was only when I moved back to the UK and I realised how much of how much of the media there'd just been a general wash, and how much censorship and how filtered it had become, which is obviously very what we're seeing happen, commonly today with, the BBC and what's happening in Gaza.
Yeah.
So when in Hong Kong, it felt like all the journalists around the world were on our doorstep reporting about China extraditing criminals over to the mainland. But criminals just loosely meant anybody who was pro-democracy, journalists, freedom of speech. So now we've seen the closure of Apple Daily, which was a very popular news publication in Hong Kong because of political pressure. So yeah, I mean, it's a fight that is still happening today, and I say at the end of my play when I'm just speaking to the audience after everything's finished, I'm like, I really urge you to please search up what's going on out there, because as many people know, tell me they're like, oh, I remember seeing it on the news, but I didn't really know what happened, because news changed, you know, like they were all on, journalists were there and then they weren't, because news changes. So I'm just trying to keep a suppressed narrative alive and remind people what can happen to very, very, liberal democratic cities. It can happen like that. It can happen overnight, and that's what we're seeing in America.
I didn't want to say that.
No. It is what. Yeah, it's shocking what's happening. And I mean, I wrote this play a year ago, and nobody. I don't think anybody could fully fathom that the world would turn into what it is now a year later, with everything that's happening, and it's shocking, and it's terrifying, and it's scary, not to say, but I do think my play is very relevant, very topical, and I think it's urgent and it's needed. And based on audience reaction, it seems like people want to listen, and which is, it's been an emotional journey actually, because I didn't know how an audience would react to this. So it's really pleasing to see that people do care.
That's what I'd like to ask about the show. You said it is very personal.
Yeah.
How does that feel, putting that out there to people? And you said people are very responsive to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a personal story because, I mean, it is a work of fiction. And I have, it is based on my experiences growing up there, and you write what you know. And so there are, I mean, that's the thing that everybody wants to know. They're like, so how much of that was actually true? Because I'm a bit of a party girl, and it is based on an ignorant, cheeky teenager who just wants to have a good time. So obviously there are definitely elements of myself in there. But yeah, I mean, it was hard. It was hard to navigate because, to be honest, I wanted to make sure that I did Hong Kong justice writing this story. I wanted to make sure that I was actually telling something that was true, and I wasn't, leaving anything out because of, pressure from Beijing or what have you. And I only wrote this play when my family officially moved back over to Hong Kong, because I was like, I sat them down. I was like, I'm going to write this play. How comfortable are we with that? And then the reaction's been kind of insane. We've had a lot of Hong Kongers come through, which has been beautiful. We've also had a lot of people from Taiwan, because obviously Taiwan is going through a similar thing right now, and it's all based on Trump's opinions on his business ventures out there. And then we've had a lot of Ukrainians in as well. So it seems to be along those same synergies of people whose identities and cultures have been stripped away and who have been forced to respond. And it's been nice to actually have conversations with people after the play and just see what reasons they've come.
It must be one of those shows where when you meet someone who's come over and be like, hey, I'm from Ukraine, I'm from Hong Kong, I'm from Beijing, wheresoever they may be from, and you're like, oh yeah, you're here, you get it, and then you're like, oh, you're here, you get it, like the reason they're here. And
because it's one thing writing the play and getting up, but it's one thing when you realize you've actually connected with an audience member and you've managed to impact them, and you've been able to share an experience, because Hong Kong's is a small island. It's a small island, so being able to connect with other countries who are going through very similar things, who can recognize what Hong Kongers have gone through, what Palestinians are going through, what Ukrainians are going through. It's I think it's nice to sort of find that community in Edinburgh. Yeah.
Like a community away from a community who are building something new based on what everyone's been through.
Yeah, but then also at the same time, it's also branching out. And what I was really hoping was, when I've been flyering and talking to people, I'm like, what do you know? Like, what do you know? And they're like, and, they're quite sheepishly going, oh, I don't know a lot. You know, the news is sometimes a little bit, sometimes I just want to turn it off. And I'm like, yeah, because it is a lot, but that's also a privilege in itself to be able to turn away, because, choice is a privilege.
Exactly.
So actually getting in a lot of the general audience, from Britain and just across the, the Edinburgh circuit, seeing them actually engage has been, really gratifying, because those are the people I'm also trying to be like, wake up. And then calling myself into question fully, like, it's, I was ignorant, I was just having a good time. And there's only so long you can kind of live the ignorance is bliss attitude,
Yeah.
I
feel that must be, I don't quite know how to ask this, but is there a kind of, not guilt, but you realize, how could I have not seen things for so long, and you want to try and make up? Is that part of what the play is about as well?
I mean, it's less of an apology, and it's less of there in no way am I victimizing the character Millie. It's not that. It's a story where she because it's a solo show, and she thinks it's her story. She thinks it's her story, and then, the audience realizes, much to like her own, her own failure, that it's not her story, and there's something greater going on. And I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but through the story, she learns the importance of speaking up and what actually matters through her friendship with local Hong Konger Jessie. So there's a beautiful friendship that's explored there.
What is next for the show after the Fringe? Where are you taking it next? Do you know yet?
Oh, it's my Fringe debut. So it is my Fringe debut. So I'm just taking every day as it comes. I mean, obviously everybody has goals and ambitions. I really, my aims, I would love to get it transferred over to London. That has been something that I'm in conversation with, and possibly to do a regional tour. But we've also had a bit of international interest. So we've had, France, New Zealand, Prague, people who've been like, there are audiences out there who would really connect with the story. And I think because it's such an international theme, it seems to have a lot of resonance in possibly like, other Fringe festivals or other theatres. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely a life beyond Fringe. That is definitely what I'm aiming towards, because this is a really important story. And we've had a lot of people reach out going, hey, I can't make it to Edinburgh, but we've heard word. Are you coming down to London? Are you bringing it down, or Manchester? Because there's a big Hong Kong community. I think it's the second largest in the UK, in Manchester. So all the Mancunians out there, I'm bringing it.
Hold this space.
Yeah, hold the space. That is a big aim of ours, to bring out there, because I want to make sure it reaches all audiences, which is why I'm not taking a day off.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Let's talk about that a little bit. You came in and we were chatting before we started. You've not taken a day off this whole thing, and you're not going to take a day.
No. Like I'm 24. I got the energy. I'm healthy. I've been working so hard on this. I moved back home to save money. I've been working 5 jobs whilst rehearsing, whilst writing, to get this work up to Fringe in very true Fringe fashion. And I'm self-producing, so it's a lot of hats. I have an amazing team. So my director, Jessica Wiley, our dramaturg, Paula Kramer, who have also helped along the way. And then Kira Moss, our lighting designer, and Guy Martin, our sound designer, who have really helped elevate the project. But in the grand scheme of things, this is the way I look at it. I've been working a whole year up till Fringe. I've only got 14 more shows left.
Yeah.
In the amount of days I've done, it's only 14 more days.
Yeah.
Why not do Fringe full out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You seem tentative. What do you think?
I'm just worried. I worry about the Fringe burnout, because the Fringe burnout does happen. It is real for people.
No, of course, and yeah, no, I know, and I'm fully aware of that. But you know what, I think I've been building up a good stamina. When I say I've been working 5 jobs, I have been working 5 jobs and then doing rehearsals, and then it's been back to back. So maybe I already came to Fringe burnt out, but I seem to be doing okay. I don't know, but check in with me in week 3 at the end, and we'll see how I'm doing.
On the day of recording, this is the 10th. I will phone you in 14 days. Are you still alive? Is there still a
Yeah,
pulse
we'll do a little check-in, and I'll just be lying there like on the therapist's like couch going, I remember back then day 1. But how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, good.
Fun. I love doing the Fringe. This is my 6th year doing it.
Oh, congratulations.
And I've really this is my Christmas. My producer,
nice.
Victoria, who lives in Canada, was
okay.
saying that, you're in your element in August. Every August, this is when you come alive. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is me. Here I am talking to the people. Because I come up here and I talk to people about their shows, but I've never done a show, so I don't know what it's like. Someday,
okay. Yeah.
There's something tinkling around in here. It'll make connections at some point.
Yeah. I mean, it's chaos. That's all I can tell you. You know, between flyering and, you know, me just having also the producer hat, it's a lot. But you know what? I'm really in my element, as you are, obviously, in doing your radio show. So I'm with you.
Where can people find out more about you online?
So you can check us out on our theatre company at daretheatre.com. Also check us out on Zoo, the Zoo programme. We're on at 7 p.m. for the whole month of Fringe at Zoo Playground 1, which is, for people who don't know, because it's not Zoo Southside, we've had a lot of people running, but it's right by the Space Surgeons Hall. You just go down there. And then there's also our socials at Youth in Flames Play, also on TikTok at Youth in Flames Play. Or if you just want to reach out personally, because some people just want to reach out to me and not through marketing, my Insta is at martinime, or you can reach us at our email, info@daretheatre.com. And I love chatting to people, so I'm open doors.
It must be great when people come and tell you their stories.
Yeah. And you know what? It's lovely because I speak for 60 minutes doing this bloody solo show, and it's nice to know that people aren't fed up with me, but at the end, and then I can actually listen to other people's stories. And I think that's all that Fringe is about, but that's just what, it sounds so wanky, but that's all the humans about. We just want to tell stories and listen and connect and engage, and I think at our simplest form, that's all I'm trying to do with my show. I'm just trying to tell a story that I think needs to be heard, and so when people want to tell me their story, I'm like, fantastic.
Yeah, I describe this show as shouting into the void to see if, like, do you agree? Do you disagree? How does that make you feel? Sometimes people shout back, sometimes people literally shout back, but that's the human experience. It's the connection.
Yeah, it's the human connection, and but you know what is also hilarious, and it's, you know, because everyone's like, how can you do this show every night? And I'm like, every show has been different. Like, every show has been different. I mean, 2 days ago, people, you know, laughing their socks off in the, you know, the early stages, and then, you know, last night it was, you know, people were in floods of tears. So it's been, and because it's a solo show, my scene partner is the audience, so I'm really listening and playing off them and seeing what they need and what they're wanting, and so it just, it's been an interesting journey, Fringe.
Which is part of the magic of theatre. No two shows are
No,
the same.
my God, I know. And then when you're not in that world, everyone's just like, God, actors, they just really love to talk, because they're like, what do you mean you're doing the exact same lines? But it's the freedom of playing. It's playing.
There's no exact same.
There's no, and thankfully I'm still keeping my director entertained. She's like, oh, you said that differently, or you did something different there. And I'm like, I'm just enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Especially at this stage.
Oh, is there? What's the normal consensus?
I feel like by this point people have hit the kind of a hump.
Okay.
They're slowly going up before the big drop off towards the end.
Oh God, the drop off. Okay, what day is the drop off?
Well, I'm told it'll get busier, so I don't know entirely. Although I feel like this year has been a bit quieter than usual years.
That is what I've been told. I think it's because Fringe has unfortunately become a lot more expensive. Yeah, Fringe is, it's ridiculously expensive. I mean, I got really lucky. We got selected by the Keep It Fringe Fund that was set up by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. So that has definitely helped. I mean, without that fund, we wouldn't have been able to get this work up to Fringe. but it's it's ridiculously expensive.
Like you walk along and it's like £7.50 for some chips.
Yeah. What is it with Edinburgh and hiking? I mean, I understand tourism. You know, I get it. Where it's it's a hardship, but I'm making it work. I'm making it work, and an audience seems to be enjoying it. So that's the main thing.
Which we love for you, yes, Queen. I just yes, Queen.
Yeah. I can be a diva. Yes, diva. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It's lovely to chat
thank
to you.
Lovely speaking to you. Thank you, Peter.
Youth in Flames is playing at Playground 1 at Zoo Playground at 7 o'clock in the evening every day until the 24th of August. For more tickets, visit edfringe.com and search for Youth in Flames. In Edinburgh, at the Fringe, I've been your host, Peter Greenwood. See you next time.